All right, good evening, traders. Welcome once again to today's Trading Digest. Good evening, good evening. All right, so if you are here, you can hear me live and clear. Just let me know by typing in the. All right, good evening, traders. Welcome once again to today's Trading Digest. Just put it in the chats so that I could know that you can hear me loud and clear. Okay. There we go. Just put. All right, so let's crack on to today's session. Hello, Joy. Welcome on board. Welcome. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, okay. Loud and clear. Good. All right, let's go straight into stuff. Let's look at some charts. All right, so before then, we're going to have a quick illustration, as we do it all the time. A quick illustration, as we do it all the time. Right. So, how we do it here? Just going to draw a quick market structure illustration, and then we crack on from there. Okay, so that is the market structure. Oh, the 2 doesn't want to stop. All right, so right from here, we can see that price began from here, moving upward, creating higher highs and then higher lows. Then higher high, higher low. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So that's the main characteristics of an uptrend, until we got to this stage where we can see price moving sideways, creating equal highs, creating equal lows. So in a situation where we have price breaking below this equal lows, we have a situation here where this is what we refer to as change of character. So we have a change of character here. So once we have a change of character, all we do is to originate it to where it started from. Go back to the origin of the move that caused the change of character here. So once we originate, we look for the last candle. It could be red or green candle, depending on the colors you use on your charts. For me, I use green and purple, so it could be any color. So this will be the supply zone. So what we want to see is, attached to the supply zone, we want to see some area of imbalance or a fair value gap attached to the supply zone to make it a valid area for us to look at. So this is an imbalanced supply zone. we initially have this break of structure. So it's this break of structure, or in other words, this change of character that's made this area a supply zone. So if there was no break, we wouldn't have a supply zone here. So the moment we spot a break of structure or change of character, then this area becomes our supply zone. Then for it to be a valid zone, we want to see an imbalance or fair value gap attached to the area. Then we consider it to be imbalance supply zone. So with that, what we want to see is price making its way back to this area, So one thing we can use to make it much clearer is we pick Fibonacci retracement tool. You take from the high, to the low of the move, which is here, just to make it clear for us to know the premium side and the discount zone. So just as in anything, if you want to sell your products, you want as high price for your product as much as you want, as much as possible. So in the same way, this is a change of character to the downside. So we want to sell the market. So if we want to sell the market, we don't want to do it at the discount area. We want to sell it from the premium side, which is this upward above the 50% here, this upside here. This is where we want to take our trade if we want to sell from. So this break of change of character here, we want price to make a retracement to this zone. Then we are comfortably taking our positions from there to the downside. So that is one thing that we consider. When taking the. So ideally, if we get a position from this area downwards, that is great. That is great to have that scenario played out. Okay, so apart from the change of character, anytime price make a break of structure, we follow the same thing. We do the same thing. We originate it to the place where it started the move to break the structure. So this here is a break of structure because we've already identified the change of character here. So any further break of structure becomes a break of structure, not a change of character. So the change of character is the initial break that we have on the charts. So here we have a break of structure. So the same way, let me take this out. If we are considering the move here, all we have to do is take our tool, measure from the top to the bottom of the move, just to know where you want to take your trade from. So if it comes into the 50% above the premium zone because we want to sell, you target to take your entries from this area. That's the ideal way. So on the other side, if we want to look at this on the other side, we have an upward move here. Price had this consolidation here. We had a change of character here, and then this change of character, the same way you want to see price coming into. So we measure from here. Okay, we'll change this here. We'll measure from this high to this low because we want to buy from the discount area because it is now an uptrend. So we want to buy from the discount zone to the upside. Let me take this off so that it's not confused. So we want to buy from the discount area to the upside. We're not interested in taking our buys from the premium zone because we always want to have a discount on the things that we want to buy. We always want to have a discount on the things we want to buy. So we prefer for price to move all the way to the discount area, and that is the area we've also will mark as our I inverted this chart I had earlier on, so that's why this is showing supply zone here. So let me change it so that nobody will pick me up on it. Let me change it to demand. So this will be an imbalanced demand zone, not supply, because I inverted my earlier charts. That's why it was showing supply. So this is demand, imbalanced demand zone. Okay, so I believe you've all got the gist of it. Let's move straight into the live charts, or into the actual charts that we have. Let me go back. All right, enough of this illustration. Let's go into the charts. Okay, so over here we have Euro USD. Euro USD. So what we do here, you can have it on any pair that you want to trade on. On any pair you want to trade on. So, okay, let me change this to this USD card. Today I'm taking a different dimension today, starting on a forex pair. That is all right. Okay, we have this weekly charts. So the reason why I've put this weekly chart is because I always want us to have the swing side of trading, and then also the day trading side of trading as well. So if we're able to identify the swing side, we can have one account rolling as we are enjoying the swing move. That's the long-term move of price, as we also engage in the day trading. So we have here on the weekly, that's monthly charts on USD card. So on the monthly chart, we can see that we are in an uptrend, as we can identify from this current price action. We are in an uptrend, making higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, not quite here. Price is in a consolidation. So from this point on, we move to this high, broke structure, cleared all this liquidity here that has been, which started back in 2022. We are on a monthly chart. So back in 2022, that's when price started getting rejected from this level. And then back in 2024 October, we had a break of structure, or I think the following month, November. The structure got broken in November. So once we have a break of structure, we expect price to come back to the origin. So the origin for this is from here. The price started moving away from this zone here. So this now becomes our demand zone on the monthly. So attached to this, let's see if we can identify any imbalance. So the imbalance, as we said, is a 3-candle formation. So this is the first candle, the big one here is the second candle, and this one here is the third candle. So we want to identify areas where the wicks haven't been able to trade into each other. So we can identify that the high of the first candle is right here, and then we pick the low of the third candle, which is also right there. That is our imbalance, or the fair value gap. So now we can say that this is a valid area to look at, and then see what, guess what, or see what. Truly price broke above this area. So if we're at this point, you want to be looking to take a, what do you call it, a counter trend trade, targeting these areas. And then truly price came back to fill this imbalance, tap into demand, and now we have another event coming up. We have a bullish engulfing candle right here that is telling us we are ready to push to the upside again, to continue the uptrend. So we had a break of structure here. Let me label this. We had a break of structure here. Okay, let me pick it from up here. That will be much clearer for us. So as we're saying, we're still on the monthly time frame, just to get some areas for a swing trade. So we have a break of structure here. We had price coming back to the origin, filling this imbalance here, and then now we have bullish engulfing candle at the zone. That is sweet. So from here onwards, what do we do? With this engulfing candle here? It's a good area to take a trade, targeting these high. So this is a monthly. So let's go to the weekly. So this is the weekly time frame. So if we want to say this is the area that we are interested. So you can, first of all, you can target taking a confirmation entry from here. So we've had this is a high here that has just been broken. So what we could do is to zoom in into the smaller time frames and then look for a confirmation entries from here to the let's pick the area. So this is a possible long entry to the upside, to the previous high. So up here is an area that liquidity is sitting. Liquidity is all along here, all up to this point. So if we get into this trade from somewhere here, stop loss below here, so this is a more or less a swing trade targeting this high. Okay, so that is on the world building side. That is the world building side of what we do here, looking for swing trading opportunities. So these areas that we marked on the monthly, we can further refine it to this zone. As you go down, or as you zoom in on the daily time frame. So as this is a swing trading setup we're looking at, we want to see, or we want to enter on a time frame, let's say on the 4-hour time frame. Enter on the 4-hour time frame. So this is what we are seeing here currently. So you can target this area. Now we have this liquidity built up here as well. We have on the monthly, we clearly saw the bullish engulfing candle, but if we want to enter this trade on a confirmation entry, we can do so, and then now we can identify this liquidity area built here. So there's a more chance, or there's a high chance, that we could have a sweep of liquidity before the move actually happens. So let's keep our eye on this. So this is for swing trading. Okay, so let's go into another pair. So as I said, the target for this would be somewhere up here. So we can keep an eye on this, maybe put alert on these areas and see how it plays out. and see how it plays out. Okay. By the way, if you're here and then you want me to have a look at any pair, also you can pop it in the chat and then we'll look at it. So over here we have the DSY, the dollar index. So on the dollar index, last week we are on the daily charts. Last week we had let's take this off. So we had this bullish engulfing here, where we also identified a break of structure. So with this break of structure, this on the daily time frame, if I should say, on the daily time frame. So this break of structure we identified here. The origin, we can say it's somewhere here. We have some imbalances, which we have price coming back to fill the imbalance here, as we can see. So we could be expecting price returning away or turn away from here, because we can see that there's a change of character here. So if there's a change of character, we expect price to come back to the origin to fill up or to balance any imbalances left there earlier on. So we have this imbalance here. So price came back to balance this before we target the up move. So up here as well, we can identify some areas of imbalances scattered along to this swing high. So also just a quick one. So swing high, also it's also another 3 candle formation. A swing high or a swing low is another 3 candle formation. So in a situation where you have 3 candles, the middle one, so the 3 candle I'm talking about, this candle 2, and then candle 3. So whenever you have a situation like this, that is the swing high. The middle candle is higher than the 2 sides ones. So candle 1 is lower, candle 2 is higher, candle 3 is lower. So when you have a situation like this, that is a swing high formation. In the same way, a swing low formation also gives you the same way. So you have the middle candle low. The first one, the middle candle is lower than the first one, the middle one lower. The third candle is also higher than the middle one. So the middle one is the lowest. The first and the third are above the middle candle. So this is a swing low, this is a swing high. Okay, that's a quick one there for us to understand. All right, let's crack on and then see what we have coming this, if we can identify anything this coming week. Little echo. Is it better now? Is the sound better now, or still having echo? Please let me know in the chats. Okay. All right, so this is DSY. So yeah, so currently that's what we have here on the daily. So let's go on the 4-hour time frame, if we can identify anything there. So once you come on the 4-hour, what I always want you to look out for is the most recent break of structure. Look out for the most recent break of structure. So over here, this is the initial move that we're talking about that caused the break of structure. So this is the correction move. So the impulse move, the correction to fill the imbalances that was left, or to balance the imbalances to make the market efficient. Okay, so from this point on, the most recent break of structure, we can identify it to be here, and then that's where we'll have price coming back to this area to the premium zone, just as we're looking at it on the illustration. So if we pick from the high, the swing high, to the swing low. So if now, as we see on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price is in a downtrend, moving downward. So if we want to further continue to sell, or if you want to continue the sell, what we are looking for is the break of structure here. This is the most recent break of structure. So what we do is we originate it. We look for the origin that caused the break of structure. So the origin, this break of structure, anyway, oops, I'm moving something here. Yeah, so the origin, let's move these out of the way first to make things clearer. Okay, so the origin of this move that caused the break of structure, we put it right here, right here. It's a bit funny how it looks now, because we can see that price is below here, but currently here it's all mostly filled with wicks. That's on the higher time frame. If you go down the smaller time frame, you can see a full body close below this area. So in any way, this is the area that caused the where we have the break, a change of character, so we have a move up to the upside, or do we say it's a break of structure, because we already have the downtrend initiated from this high. So this is a change, a break of structure. Why do I keep on mismatching this? So break of structure here. This is the most recent one on the 4-hour time frame. So we go back to the origin. The origin is this zone, which also happens to be price got into the premium side and started selling off. So premium side, that's what we were looking at on the illustration earlier on. So it's always ideal to tap into the trade from here to the downside. So if you got in here, it's even much better. So also you may say that this hasn't been fully filled. So that is where, let me take this. Okay, if probably it might be clear. So let's mark the imbalance area where I was, or have been saying that at least if you get price tapping into halfway of the imbalance, that's a good sign. But already price is in the premium zone, so getting an entry from here, it's a good one. So once you have an indication of the sell from this zone, it's a good area to take your trade from. Okay, so this is DSY. So as we can see, the DSY is more or less having a retracement to this zone. So let's be on our watch outs, as we had a break of structure here. This is from the higher time frame. We had a break of structure here. So all this happening here, we want it to slow down as we identify that a possible uptrend has begun, perhaps as we have this change of character here. So all this pullback is pullback to fill this imbalance, then we have a turnaround. So let's be on a watch out on this, and see how far price will go. So with this break, we'll put our demand area right here. That should be our area of interest, because we had this retracement here, and then from this point on, price went up and then caused the break of structure to this upside move. So with that said, we can also identify an area of imbalance with this area of imbalance. So we can pick it from here to this area. Yeah, so where price is now is at the zone, so we possibly would want to keep our eyes on this and see how it plays out. So if we get a break of structure from here to the upside, it's a more or less for a long or for the long positions from here, because we are at the zone. We had a break of structure, pull back to the imbalance demand area, so we could look forward to going to the upside. So if we had an entry just for a counter trend trade, that's all this is, a counter trend trade. If we had an initial look and we saw that price is on the uptrend, this is a counter trend trade. So all this was a counter trend trade for us to get into the actual trade, the main direction that price is moving towards. So this area is where we look out for to see once we have a break of structure. So this is the current high point that is left. So for us to engage in a buy from here, we want to see price breaking above this structure, causing a change of character, then back into the area to the previous high, previous high. So that is what we want to be seeing. So just keep your eye on it. So this is the dollar index. So as we know, if the dollar index is going down, all the USD pairs should be more or less doing so. So for instance, if we go on the USD, Euro USD, we can see that it's more or less doing similar things. So Euro USD is shooting up, whereas the DSY, the dollar index, is shooting down. So let's be on the watch out for that. Okay, so I believe this is clear on here. Please, what pair is that? Okay, yeah, so as I said, this is the dollar index. So if you say the dollar index, it's just you can also say Euro DSY, or pound dollar, pound DS, or pound dollar. You can also say pound DSY. So what the DSY will be doing, most likely the dollar will also follow suit. So, and the same vein, if you trade on GBP JPY pairs, what you should be looking out for, what's happening on the yen basket. So this is the yen basket, JPY basket, also known as the yen basket. So we can see here the yen basket is having this is on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can currently see we had this break of structure, price came back, tapped into it, and then pushing up. So we haven't had a break. The most recent one we had is this one, which has already been tapped into the origin and filled this imbalance. So the yen basket is more or less having an upward move. So if we look at the JPY also had this recent break of structure here, and then came back, tapped into the area, filled these imbalances, and then pushing down. So it's most likely that we're going to have a push down from this point. So the yen basket is giving indication of going up. So if it's going up, this will be the targets. Where is my tool? So yen basket is looking to be going up. As I said, if it's going up, this will be the most recent high target area. So the same way what the yen basket is doing, we have the opposites. We had a break of structure. If we pick here, break of structure, recent break of structure here, and then we have price coming back to this origin here, supply area, and then all these imbalances attached to it has been filled. We have this imbalance area as well that has been filled with this pushback. So now there's a high probability that we could aim for this area. We can also identify some liquidity resting here, liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity. So liquidity, as we know or have been told that before, it's just sell all the stop losses, name it, that traders have left here. So normally if you enter a buy from here, your stop loss will be below here. So if you enter a buy from here, let me take this. If you enter a buy from this area, definitely your stop loss will be here. So that is what price seek to, or that's what attract price, the liquidity and the imbalances. That's what attract price. So once the liquidity here, can we spot it? Can we see this? Can we see this? All the liquidity resting here, all the liquidity resting here has been cleared by this move up. So price has completed the job, has completed the task here. So now it has to look for the next area. So the next area could be possibly down here. Down here. So if you go on the yen basket as well, we could possibly see something similar. Is it on the, what pair were we on? Was it JPY? Yeah. Okay, so if we look at the yen baskets, where were we? Yeah, so on the yen basket as well, we can also see, I don't know if it's the same area that I'm looking, we can also see that there was liquidity resting here that has been cleared by this move down here. So from this move, price has to look for the next area of targets or interest. So that we had this area of liquidity resting here that has been cleared. So guys, price moves from one area of liquidity to another, and then along the way we'll clear all these imbalances or balance or any imbalances along the way. So let's always read our charts with understanding, understand what you're doing, understand where price is at. That's why I always tell us that before we take a trade, we ask ourselves those three questions. Where is price coming from? And the second question is, where is price now? And the third question, where is price likely to go? So if you're able to answer all these questions, it will kind of help you to understand what you are on or faced with. So that is what we have to always do. Okay, let's look at NAS. NAS. Oh, this is decorated. Okay, let's look at what is happening on NAS. Yeah, today I would like us to smash through as many pairs as we can, doing it differently now. Okay, so Now on the weekly on NAS, we can see NAS is on a bullish run. Am I on a replay mode? Seriously, let's see. Okay, right. Okay, so on NAS weekly time frame, let me clear this. Let's clear this drawings. So on the weekly time frame, we can see that we are bullish. Let's go to daily. Daily, we're bullish on the daily, but on the weekly on the bullish on the weekly. Sorry guys, weekly bullish on the weekly, and then on the daily we can identify that we recently had a break of structure here, a break of structure right here. We have a break of structure right here. So we can also identify this bull run that has come all the way to this high, and then we've identified a break of structure here. So with this break of structure, the origin, we can say right from here, this is on the daily time frame, so this pullback is quite a retracement. So we can say the origin is somewhere here, somewhere there. Demand. Okay, so attached to this demand, even on the daily time frame, we can identify some imbalance right here, imbalance right there. So that makes it valid imbalance demand zone. So with this break of structure, at least we anticipate price coming to this area. Even though this is an uptrend, this what we are seeing is on a daily time frame. So as we have this retracement back to this zone, we can as well enjoy the counter trend trade, even though it's not advisable. It's not as safe as being in the direction of the main trade. So if you engage in something like that, you should be always careful, or you can always wait until price come from this high to this zone, and then you comfortably take your trade from the discounted area. So once price move from this area to here, you should be in the discounted zone. Then you take it higher if truly price wants to continue going up. But currently, as we see it, we have a break of structure. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. We have a break of structure. We have a break of structure. So, yep, we have a break of structure right here. So on here, we put this area on the daily time frame here, so we can further refine the area to this low, This looks to be a very wide target, but we'll see how we can identify any targets close by. So currently we have this imbalance here, and then the demand zone down here. We also have some imbalance here, and then liquidity resting here as well. Liquidity resting here. So if we're considering this move that caused the break of structure, then we pick our Fib2, we measure from this low to this high. Okay, not this way. We measure from this high to this low. We measure from this high to this low, because if it's an uptrend, we want to get a discounted price. We want to get a discounted price. So as we identify all these areas, what we can use to get into a trade is confirmation entry, because we don't know whether price is truly going to come all the way down here. If it's going to come all the way down here, fine, we're going to be trading along the way by reading market structure and seeing and doing what price is telling us. So if price is telling us that it still wants to go down, we just follow suit. Or, as I said, if you want to play it much more safer, you just wait. If price gives this much discount to this zone, you take it from here to the upside. You take it here from here to the upside. Yes, NAS has been on the bullish run. So we have recently this break of structure. So let's see what we can find on here. So looking at this opportunity itself, let's do a little bit of studies on it, guys. As I've always said, when we are here, we learn, and then we also look at possible opportunities coming up the week. So this will be a quick learning time. So let me take this off as we zoom into the lower time frame. So we have this situation here. We have a price giving us a break of structure here. So once we spot this break of structure, we can look out for an opportunity to ride it down. We can look for opportunity to ride it down. So we can also identify that this candle here giving us the swing high, as I explained earlier on, the swing high, we can identify that that is our supply zone. That is our supply zone. So with this supply zone, we can also identify some imbalance area. So the low of the first candle here. So as I said, imbalance, you take a 3 candle formation, 1, 2, 3. So the low of the candle to the high of the third candle, which is right here. So that is our imbalance area. So that makes it a valid area to take a trade from. So as we can see, we had a break of structure. Price got to this high, pushed down, make this low, push up, tapped into the imbalance, filled it, and then broke the low here on this particular candle. So we have a break of a change of character right here, change of character. So with this change of character, that is giving us indication of us going down. So with this change of character, we've already we have to look for the origin. Yep, with this change of character that occurred here. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame to zoom in to give us a better or clearer view of things. Okay, so as we can see, we can also before all this happening here, before all this change of character, or we will say the 1 hour give us a better view of things. So we had price giving us this high initially, pushed down, gave us a retracement to this low. So ideally on the 1 hour time frame, I would say the change of character happened right here. The change of character happened right here. That is the benefit of zooming in. The change of character happened right here, because I consider this to be much more of a retracement than this here. So I will put the change of character right here. So from this change of character, the origin is this. Let's refine, because we are on the 1 hour, let's refine our zone. So we put this zone here on the 4 hour time frame. Now we refined it to this particular candle here. And then now our imbalance area from this low of the first candle to the high of the third candle. So the imbalance area now becomes from here to there. Now see what happened. This is what I'm talking about. So price came back, broke this structure, and then came back, filled the imbalance here, tapped into the zone, sold off, gave another opportunity. So now, after this opportunity, if you didn't tap your trade from this candle, if we even go further to the 15-minute time frame, further zooming in, this is what we're seeing here. We can see that the imbalance fully filled here, and then had price giving us this reversal here or swing high here and then selling off. We can even go further. 5 minutes. Let's see what happened on the 5-minute time frame. So guys, this thing works like magic. If you study and mark up your charts, so this is where we are looking at. Let's see what we're looking at here. So over here, this zone that we marked on the higher time frame, we can further refine it. We can further refine this area to this place where price started moving down. Our imbalance will now be from here to here, from here to here. So if you dwelled or you stayed on the higher time, the 15-minute or the 1 hour time frame, you could have still gotten, where is my chart? Where are you? Okay. If you stayed on the 15-minute time frame, you could have still gotten an entry, or 1 hour time frame, you could have still gotten an entry from here to the downside. You could have gotten an entry from here to the downside, which would have still been fine anyway. But let's further look at what happened here. So further down the line, let's see what happened. Further down the line, we had price telling us, oh, we are going down. So we had price taking out this liquidity, resting all at this area with this big move down. And then price pushed up again and gave us the opportunity to take into the trade. So as I said, if you stayed on even on the 15 minutes, you could have gotten this entry, because this whole area happens to be in the zone. Even on the higher time frame, this whole area happens to be in the zone on the 1 hour. So this move here, where we had a bearish engulfing candle right here. So if you wanted to take the trade, you could have jumped into the trade right here, as we had this gift play, price pulling back to make the move here efficient. We can see how price, where's my tool here? We can see how price pushed back to trade, to interlock with the previous low of this, clearing any imbalance here, then further continue. So this retracement or this pushback could have given you a heads up that I want to go with you. I want to have a ride with you, because I've already seen what I want to see. I've already seen this bearish engulfing candle taking out this candle here. So it's like this, guys. So if we let's say we have the sun here, just as we've been enjoying the summer this year, we have the sun. Don't mind my drawing. We have the sun right here, giving us sun rays towards this side. So with the way this candle has been completely engulfed, do you think it will get enough energy to grow, or enough energy to grow if it's a plant? Do you think this candle here or this plant here will get enough energy to ensure that it have all that it needs to grow and become bigger? No, because this candle here has completely engulfed it. blocking the sun rays from reaching it, so it doesn't have enough energy to further go up. So that's why I'm saying if I see this in a zone, I'm more than happy to take the trade. So this happened in the zone that we marked on the 1 hour, where we saw that it has completely filled the imbalance that we identified there, and then this event happening there gives me a high probability trade. So I will go into the trade right from here to the downside. So if we did do that, oops, let me clear all these shenanigans on the chart. Let me clear all the shenanigans before we continue. All right, so you taking your trade right from here. Let's see what the risk reward that we would have enjoyed on here. Let's see. So this would have been a short trade. So if I enter from here, my stop loss going above the previous high, so targeting previous low points. So we have imbalance here, so at least targeting here, somewhere here, targeting somewhere there. So this is quite a sizable imbalance, so I could perhaps target halfway of this whole area, I don't want to be greedy. Okay, so if we have this imbalance here, if I target halfway of that, that gave me 1:3. That is not bad. That's a good one. So again, we had another break of structure here. Where is the origin? The origin is right here. So we're only looking at or taking advantage of what we can see, not what we feel, not how the price told us some months ago, some weeks ago. What we can see currently on the price is what we want to take advantage of. So I will quickly go through this, and then we're almost at the hour mark. Oops, I don't want to prolong the session too long. Delete. So looking at this chart here, let's say we saw this break of structure as price was making its way down here. That is a break of structure, or is it a break, or is it a change of character? Tell me. Okay, we'll put it as change of character, because looks like that's the low point after this push up. That's the recent low area. So it's a change of character. So after this change of character, let's originate it. This is the, tell me, what is this? Is this supply or demand? This is a supply area. Now let's see if we can identify any imbalance attached to it. Sure, we have this imbalance area attached to price. Then what happened here? Because the aim of, if we go, let's quickly go to 1 hour and let's see something here. Where we want to take price to. So 1 hour, where are you? So we've identified this break of structure on the higher time frame, and at least we're anticipating for this liquidity area to be cleared, and then these imbalances to be cleared here. So that is our narrative that we picked on the higher time frame. So we're looking for sell opportunities here. Is just based on this narrative that we built earlier on. So from now we go back to, where were we? Is it on the 15 minutes? Was it on the 15 minutes? On the 5 minutes? Where were we? Come on. Yeah, I think we're on the 5 minute time frame. So on the 5 minute time frame, we can identify this imbalance here, this area of supply. So did we have a tap in? After this break? Sure. we had this tap in. So all we have to do is to be patient, wait, and things will begin to fall in place. So we had the tapping, had the imbalanced field, and then a slight tap into the supply zone. And then from here, if you had taken this trade, let's put our tool on the short. So if we take this trade even from halfway of that, let's say our stop loss go there, we at least know that price have a higher area or some areas or distance to cover. We know that price have some distance to cover. So see what happened. If we took the trade from there based on our analysis on the higher time frame, we'll be in profits. We'll be in profits, guys. We'll be in profits. Yeah. Any question, any suggestion, please pop it in the chat. If you enjoyed the session, put some emojis, some fire emojis in the chat. And if you are here and you haven't subscribed, click the subscription button so that anytime I put up a new video, which will be coming up soon, I'll be putting up some new videos soon, you'll be notified. And then also click the like button on the channel. I love you all, and then great to have you here. Again, if you have any question, put it in the chats for me to have a look at it. It's 8:08 UK time, so I promise to keep to time. So we'll end our session here. I believe it's been a productive and then time for refreshment or time for enlightenment as you spent with me here. Once again, thank you so much. Hope to catch up with you next time, next Sunday, same time. See ya and see you later. Be blessed and stay blessed. Thank you.